Tonight, middle school students got to fill some big shoes.
Plus, if you're still dateless for Valentine's Day, the UAC might be able to help you out. Stay tuned. TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
From the high-definition digital production center on the Troy campus, with news from Troy University locations around the world, this is TrojanVision Nightly News.
Troy TrojanVision News for February 11th, 2014. I'm Felicia Payne.
And I'm Courtney Addison. Thank you for joining us this evening. Well, it's never too early to start thinking about the future, and today 7th graders from all over the city of Troy came together to make plans for our future.
The city of Troy's mayor and city council looked a tad bit different today. That's because today was the city's annual Mayor for a Day, and today the city council, along with the mayor, got a behind-the-scenes tour of Troy.
What they do is they tour the city all day, and then at the end of the day, we all meet back after lunch, and they get to formulate their own resolution. And at 5 o'clock, they start the city council meeting, and they actually put their resolution in place.
Mayor for a Day is designed to be fun and educational, but what many Troy residents might be unaware of is that many of Troy's major changes have all came from the minds of 7th graders.
Some of these resolutions have actually really affected ordinances that Troy has put in place. The non-smoking ordinance that came from Mayor for a Day. The sidewalks that were put in down George Wallace, that came from Mayor for a Day. Some of these things actually make differences.
The participants are chosen through an essay contest. The contestant who had the best scored essay becomes the mayor, the second highest scorer becomes the city clerk, and the following 5 are city councilmen. And what were some of the changes that these students feel need to be made?
I thought, well, some of the older people, they can't get out much as they can drive, or disabled people. And so then the bus could take them on regular schedules on certain days. And they'd have someone, like when the bus driver came to get them, to check on them in case they fell.
It was about glass recycling and how to make Troy have even better recycling.
Like enforcing the no texting and driving laws, because I don't think that it's enforced enough.
This was Troy's 13th annual Mayor for a Day event.
Friday is Valentine's Day, and some Troy University students might not have found that special someone to spend the day with. Well, the University Activities Council is giving them a chance tomorrow night. The night activity this week. The concept is pretty simple. Students get to spend a short amount of time talking to others in the speed dating circle. If a pair connects, they get to choose to spend more time together. A few select couples who make a match will get a prize to help out on their first date.
So basically speed dating is they'll have a chance to like be around a table and like go to different people and walk around, and hopefully something will spark between that person that they're talking to, and they'll get to take them out on like a date or something for the weekend. But we're distributing 8 passes for movies that they get to go out for the weekend, and if they like that person, you get a fun weekend with that person because it's Valentine's Day.
Is tomorrow night at 7 in the Hall of Honor. However, to participate, students must sign up in advance in the UAC office. The cutoff for sign up is tomorrow at 3 p.m. And Courtney, Troy University's Alumni Hall will soon be demolished to make way for a new dormitory. But during the construction, the availability of on-campus housing will be diminished.
That's right, Felicia, and students who traditionally lived on campus may be looking for some off-campus options for the next school year. Luckily, Troy University is offering up some options tomorrow. Jamarlo Phillips explains.
Troy University's Housing and Residence Life will host an off-campus housing fair Thursday in the Charter Center ballrooms. This event will be open to all students interested in information regarding off-campus housing options. Representatives from local apartments will be available to answer questions and provide information. Assistant Housing Director says students should take advantage of this opportunity.
It will be a large representation of what's available. There are 11 vendors that are coming tomorrow, so you'll have most of your apartment agencies and a few realtors that will be here. And you know, it's very convenient for the students just to walk from table to table. They don't even have to get in a car and drive anywhere in this rainy weather that we've got. They can just walk from table to table and pick up brochures and ask questions.
This will be the second off-campus housing fair, and Burke says she's expecting an even better turnout this year due to the limited housing spaces on campus.
It was pretty successful. successful then. We had a good number of students that went ahead and even signed a lease that day. It gives students an opportunity that are worried that they may be an upperclassman and they're concerned that they might not get a place on campus. This gives them opportunity to see what's available.
And with the closing of one of the largest resident halls on campus, Burke says the renovation of Alumni Hall will displace a lot of the male students.
We are going to use Gardner Hall for men to offer them a less expensive option for housing. But Gardner only holds about 125, so that's a lot of bed spaces still that we'll be short on.
Jamarlo Phillips, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The off-campus housing fair will be tomorrow from 8 to 4 in the Trojan Center ballrooms.
And now taking a look at news from around the state, North Alabama is blanketed with snow and a thin layer of ice. A winter storm has dropped as much as 3 inches of wintry precipitation in areas, and forecasters say more is on the way. Governor Robert Bentley has declared a state of emergency, and many school systems are closed. Businesses are opening late and closing early.
And in Greensboro, the Alabama Historical Commission is using Valentine's Day to celebrate a war hero who became known as America's Most Kissed Man. Lieutenant Richmond Pearson Hobson led an attempt to sink the USS Merrimack in 1898 to block Cuba's Santiago Harbor during the Spanish-American War. He and others were captured. After his release, the Navy sent the young, handsome war hero on a national tour where women flocked to see him.
And in Tuscaloosa, the longtime litigation director for the Alabama Disabilities Advocacy Program has moved up to the executive director of the Tuscaloosa-based organization. James A. Tucker has been the organization's litigation director for 15 years. He also served as the program's associate director for the last 6 years.
And still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, the women's basketball team travels to Western Kentucky with hopes of extending their winning streak. Mitchell Spoon will have more details when he joins us in sports. Now Mitchell Spoon joins us with sports. So Mitchell, the softball team got kicked off this past weekend, and the baseball team is looking to get things rolling this coming up weekend, but the basketball team is still in the meat of their season, and how are they doing?
Well, the men and women's team just both got a conference victory last week, and they're looking to do the same this week. But I'll get more to that right now in sports. Tomorrow night, the Troy women's basketball team will look to extend their 2-game winning streak and make it 3 in a row with a feat that has never before been accomplished by the Trojans, winning at Western Kentucky. Troy goes into the game winning 4 of its last 5 games, with the lone loss coming at the hands of Texas State in overtime. The most recent win for the Trojans came against South Alabama last Thursday when they won 78-53. And for Western Kentucky, they're moving in the opposite direction of the Trojans, losing 3 straight, with the most recent loss coming against UALR 58-51 on Saturday. The loss brings the Hilltoppers down to 4th in the conference, where they are tied with the Trojans, who just beat them. Western Kentucky is now only 1.5 games ahead of Troy. The Hilltoppers won the first meeting between the two teams earlier this season in Troy by a score of 86-69 when the Trojans were in the middle of an 8-game losing streak. All-time Troy is 1-15 against Western Kentucky, including an 0-8 record at EA Diddle Arena. The Lady Toppers have won the last 9 meetings in the series, dating back to Troy's single win, which came in the 2008-2009 season at Sartain Hall. And after playing Western Kentucky, the women's team will play a special conference game against Georgia State, but with a bigger cause in mind. The Trojans will be playing their annual Play for K game on Saturday as the team raises awareness for cancer for the K Yao Cancer Fund. Fans are encouraged to wear pink and can purchase t-shirts from the basketball staff all week long. All proceeds will go to the fund. Fans can also donate to the fund at Saturday's game. And the Trojans will wear special shirts during pregame warm-ups to commemorate the occasion. And for the men's basketball team, they're looking to start off a winning streak of their own after defeating South Alabama last Thursday 79-74. With the win, the Trojans snapped a 5-game losing streak and got their first conference victory at home. Now it's time for the Trojans to set their sights on winning at Western Kentucky. The Hilltoppers are coming off of a loss at Arkansas State and are sitting at 2nd place in the conference with an 8-3 Sun Belt record. Troy enters Thursday's matchup with the 3-7 Sun Belt record. In the last meeting between the two schools earlier this season, Western Kentucky won 60-51. And over the weekend, the Troy softball team hosted the Troy Subway Invitational. After a slow start and a loss to Northwestern State on Friday, the Trojans got things kicked into gear on their way to 2 consecutive shutout victories over Kennesaw State and Memphis on Saturday. And on Sunday, it was the Trojans versus the 6th-ranked Crimson Tide. It was a scoreless back-and-forth game until the top of the 3rd inning when Alabama busted out 4 runs. The Trojans responded with a run of their own in the bottom of the 4th, but Alabama took complete control from there, scoring runs in the 5th, 6th, and 7th inning for a final score of 7-1. Next up for the Trojans is a trip to the North Florida Invitational. There, Troy will face North Florida, Southern Illinois, Quinnipiac, and Savannah State. So, Courtney, Felicia, best of luck to the women's basketball team tomorrow when they go to Western Kentucky. Hopefully they can pull out the victory and get that one win at Western Kentucky that they've been searching for so long.
Exactly. I know those girls have been working really hard towards that, and hopefully they'll get that momentum going and get that W and bring it back to Troy.
Of course.
Thanks, Mitchell.
Thank you.